Hello, good evening. My name is Vikas Sharma, and a very warm welcome to all of you on behalf of Exponent to Success. Today, Exponent to Success, I'll tell you a little about it. So, it's an organization which is committed towards adding an exponent to your learning curve. So, everybody has a learning curve. Some have a slow learning curve, some have a very fast growing learning curve. But if you attach an exponent to it, you will start growing very, very fast. And exponent to success is an organization which will help you achieve very good marks or score very good marks in your board exams. This is basically a channel which is at present dedicated towards the students of class 10th. We will slowly graduate to other levels also. We'll start giving lessons for class 9th, class 11th, and class 12th as well. But currently it's presently only focusing on class 10th, and I'm hoping all of you, whether you're watching the replay right now or you are watching the live stream, all of you, I hope you are a students of class 10th. So if you want to have score good marks in your exams, this is the stream that you got to attend. We do it every Sunday at 5 o'clock. So I've got two channels. I'll tell you slowly as we go by. And we already have some visitors with us. So I've got Animesh. Hello, Animesh. A very warm welcome to you. And Animesh has an exam on Tuesday. And he says it's a maths exam. So Animesh, wish you all the best, very best for it. What all is coming in the maths exam? Can you just tell me the syllabus? I hope we have covered most of it that is supposed to come, because we have been doing these live streams in the past few weeks now, and we've got one more visitor with us, and uh, it's V3 Num. V3 Num, I haven't seen you before till now, but very, very warm welcome to you. And you also have an exam on Tuesday. Okay. Animesh says everything is coming apart from circles in the term one. Okay, so in term one, I think we have covered most of the topics. We are left with trigonometry, we are left with circles, and we are left with the probability. So those are the three topics that we are left with, but we'll complete similar triangles today. Uh, okay, and okay, your name is Adamya V3 Num. This is your first time here, right? Are you Adamya Gupta? Uh, okay. I have got a son, and his classmate's name is also Adamya. So, are you the same Adamya? Nice to see you here, Adamya. Right. Okay. And today, as I said, we are going to cover similar triangles, and similar triangles, Adamya Diman. Okay. Right. A very warm welcome to you, Adamya. And okay, you are his classmate, Naman's classmate. Okay. Animesh, yes, Animesh, I know Naman told me about you, that you are from his school. A very warm welcome to both of you, and very nice to see here. And Animesh is already in the race for winning the prize. Now, what is the prize? I must tell you about that also. The prize is that this stream is currently being sponsored by Good and More company. And Good and More, if you want to visit Good and More, you can visit them on the website goodandmore.in. The spelling of more is Moore, and they are in the packaged food industry. They have various sort of mixes and syrups for making milkshakes and other things. They are sponsoring this stream, and they are choosing three lucky winners out of the top three participants who are participating in the stream for the full month. Animesh was here last week as well, and he's already in the lead. He is leading with 14 points right now. There was another girl, Khushi. Khushi, are you here today? And Kushi is actually right now in the lead with 15 points. Animesh is on 14 points, and we have a tie between the third spot with Vishal Yadav and Jayesh Jadhav. So both are on 6 points each. Now today's stream is specifically about Pythagoras theorem, and Pythagoras theorem we are going to do about 10 to 12 questions. the purpose of the stream is to get you good marks in your board exam. So we are going to do a lot of practice questions, and because the first term is MCQ based, so a lot of MCQ based questions are going to be there. Okay, and in the Pythagoras theorem, so it's basically application of the Pythagoras theorem. No proof is going to come, but I'll still tell you how to prove the Pythagoras theorem, and then we'll move on to the applications. The rules of the stream are that if you want to score a point, you have to answer the question or choose the correct option before I solve the question on the stream. So before I can do it, if you can do it, you get a point for that. And all those people, suppose there are 100 people who give the correct answer before I give it on the stream, then all you 100 people will get a point. And in the end of the month, those with the maximum points will get a first prize, a second prize, and the third prize. And if there is any tie in between, there will be a lucky winner. So there will be slips pulled out of all the people who have got a tie, and a lucky winner will be chosen. So that those are the rules for the stream. So Animesh, Adamya, and whoever else is watching, all of you, a very warm welcome to the stream once again. And we are going to do Pythagoras theorem. We'll move in straight into the questions. It's not going to be a very long stream. It's only about I think we should be done by 6 o'clock or maximum by 6:15. Just 10 to 12 questions and we are done with it. So, right, let me pull up the Pythagoras theorem in the big screen, and I'll make myself smaller, and let's go. So, understand the rules again. If there is a point for the question, you will get a point only if you answer the question before I solve it on the stream. So those are the rules. And continuing to the questions, the first thing that we have is, okay, I'll tell you a little about the concept of Pythagoras theorem, and we are going to work on the proof first. So there are no points for this. This is just for your understanding that there are various methods of actually proving the Pythagoras theorem, and similar triangles is one of the ways we can use to prove it. So the proof goes like this: that we have a right angle triangle. Now the Pythagoras theorem works only if it is a right angle triangle. So it has to be a 90-degree angle. So either angle A or angle B or angle C has to be 90 degrees. In this case, we have angle B as 90 degrees, and the side opposite to the right angle is called the hypotenuse. And the Pythagoras theorem says, uh, okay, let me change the color of the pen. Right. So it says that the square of the hypotenuse, or AC square in this case, is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So the other two sides are AB. So AB square plus BC square. So the other two sides, square of that, you add those, and that should be equal to the square of the hypotenuse. And we are going to prove this. So this is what we have to prove this. Now, again, how do we prove this when we don't know anything? We are just given a right triangle, nothing else. So what we can do is, probably we can drop a perpendicular from the vertex B to the side AC. So when we drop a perpendicular, let's say that it meets AC at the point D. Now we have got three triangles to work with. So we have got triangle ABC, which was the big original triangle, and now it has been divided into two other triangles also, which is triangle ADB. So I've got triangle ABC and triangle ADB, and then we have got a third triangle also, which is triangle BDC. So we'll look at that later, but currently in these two triangles, in triangle ABC and ADB, we have got what? We can say that in both the triangles, angle A is going to be common. So angle A is angle equal to angle A, because angle A is a part of both the triangles. So we can say that it's a common angle. And we've got angle B is equal to angle D, which are both equal to 90 degrees, because one is given and the other is given, and according to construction, you can say. because this side BD we had dropped a perpendicular, so that's our construction. We were not given that, but because we had dropped a perpendicular, so that is also 90 degrees. Now since two angles in both the triangles are equal, then we can say that therefore by double A similarity, both triangles are congruent, which are triangle ABC is, sorry, not congruent but similar. Both triangles are similar, so triangle ABC is similar to triangle ADB, and because they are similar we can say that AB upon BC should be equal to, so AB, no, sorry, AB upon AD, sorry, my mistake, because they are corresponding sides and corresponding sides of similar triangles are in the same ratio. So AB upon AD should be equal to AC upon AB, and let me call this as equation number one, or let me not take this as equation number one. I'll first simplify it and then take that as equation number one. So by cross multiplying we can say that AB square is actually equal to AC times AD, and I'll take this as equation number one. Now I've got two more triangles to work with, and I've got uh, triangle ABC and triangle BDC. So in these two triangles you see that angle C is a common angle in both of them. So angle C is equal to angle C. We can say it's a common angle, and we've got angle B is equal to angle D, which are both equal to 90 degrees. So again, that's given and according to our construction. So again, if we talk about so we can say that these two triangles are similar. Now the naming will have to be done a little differently. So we can say that therefore triangle ABC is similar to, so A is a different, so C is a common angle, so that will come in the end. uh, the 90-degree angle comes in the middle, so that will be D, and obviously it will be BDC only. So triangle ABC would be similar to triangle BDC, and from this we can say that AB upon BD should be equal to uh, AC upon BC, and it should also be equal to BC upon DC. Now, again, if we look at this part of the similarity, we can again cross multiply this and we can say that BC square is equal to AC times DC, and this I'll take as equation number two. Now, again, I'll have to remove something from here because my screen is already full. So just give me a minute. Let me, so okay, that we have to prove. Let me not remove that. Okay. Now during the stream, I don't know why it takes time to erase, but otherwise it is very, very quick. Okay, so we had to prove that AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. Okay, so from equation number 1 and 2, if I can just add the two equations together, 1 plus 2, I get on the right hand side, uh, on the left hand side, I get AB square plus BC square. So we have already got one side of the equation true. The other side is going to be AC times AD plus AC times DC. Now therefore we can say that AB square plus BC square is going to be, and AC is a common side in both of them. So I can take AC common, and within the brackets I'll be left with AD plus DC. Now AD is this much portion, as you can see in the figure. AD is this much and DC is this much. and together if I add both of them, I get nothing but AC. So I get AC into AC. So AB square plus BC square is equal to AC into AC, and then we can say that AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. So there, that's the proof of the Pythagoras theorem using similar triangles. Now, in this exam, in your board exams, what you are going to get is only applications of Pythagoras theorem. So it could come in any form. That do remember that the side opposite to the right angle is always the hypotenuse, and the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So sometimes you may be required to find the hypotenuse. Sometimes you may be given the hypotenuse and one of the sides, you will have to find the other side. So out of these three things, at least two of the things will be given to you, or enough information will be given to you so that you can find out the third thing. So that is what we have to do, and wish you all the best. We are going towards the questions which have got points in them, and we come to the first question right now. Okay, so all of you watching the stream, start doing it. This is a question, a very, very simple question. In fact, I was thinking I could find that this was a question which had come in your past board exams also, but I think that this is a 8th class level question, a very, very simple question. So you should be able to solve it in a jiffy. Meanwhile, I will also start solving, but you will get a point if you give the correct answer before I solve it on the screen. Okay, so we've got a rhombus of side 10 centimeters. So let me first of all draw a rhombus. So I like to draw a rhombus like a diamond. And a rhombus has certain properties that all sides are equal in length. And it also has the properties that the diagonals bisect each other. So that means this side is equal to this and this side is equal to this, and they bisect each other at 90 degrees. And each side of the rhombus we are given that it is 10 centimeters, and one of the diagonals is 12 centimeters. So let me take the horizontal diagonal as 12 centimeters. So if this whole thing is 12 centimeters, and because they are bisecting, so we can say that one half of the diagonal is 6 centimeters. Okay, very, very simple to do now, and no calculations left. So now if we are looking at this triangle here on the right side, sorry. Okay, so we've got a triangle like this, in which this is 10 centimeters, this is 6 centimeters, and we have to find this. So if we can find this, and we can find the x in the other triangle also, then obviously we have the length of the second diagonal. So Animesh has already come up with the right answer. Animesh says that it's 16 centimeters. Let's check whether Animesh is correct or not. I'm waiting for more correct answers also to come. And okay, so this is simple application of Pythagoras theorem, because we know that the hypotenuse square. So in this, the hypotenuse is 10. So 10 square is going to be equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So x square plus 6 square. Or we can say that x square will then be equal to 10 square minus 6 square. Now it's easy to do the numbers, but otherwise, as a habit, I've formed it a habit that whenever I've got a difference of two squares, so if I've got a square minus b square, as a habit, what I've done is I factorize it into a plus b into a minus b, and it makes my calculations very, very simple. So let me show you how. So a square minus b square is going to a plus b, so 10 plus 6 into 10 minus 6. So that means that x square would then be equal to 16 times 4, or x square will be equal to 64. And when we take the square root of x, or x square, or square root of both the sides, I get x on the left side, and on the right side I get plus minus, sorry, plus minus 8. Now it can be plus 8 also, it can be minus 8 also, because the square of minus 8 is also 64. Okay, so far I've got only one answer, and Animesh says it's 16, but I've got 8 here. Is Animesh wrong, or is somebody else coming up with the correct answer? Okay, and I've got an answer from Adamya also. Adamya says it's 24. Okay, so we have got x as 8. Now remember that the 8 centimeters is the length of this, which is 8, and since this was a part of, or this was actually half of the other diagonal, therefore the other half also will be 8 centimeters, and the total diagonal length would then be 8 plus 8, which is 16 centimeters. We are not going to consider minus 8 here, because minus 8 means that the distance cannot be negative, the diagonal length can never be negative, so therefore we are going to consider only plus 8. Now the length of the second diagonal is obviously 16 centimeter, and I don't know why Adamya is saying it's 48 now. Adamya is it's 16. Animesh was right, so Animesh will get a point for this, and Animesh moves to 15 points right now. Now there is a tie between Animesh and Khushi also for the top spot, and let's move to the next question. The next question is that in triangle ABC, angle B is equal to 90 degrees and D is the midpoint of BC. Which one of the following is true? Okay, again, this is a simple application of the Pythagoras theorem. So do it that way. Think about what you can do and which of the relations will be true. Obviously, it's a multiple choice questions. There are four options given to you, and there can only be one of them right. So three of them are incorrect, one of them is wrong. Now, whenever we are given questions like this, it becomes too difficult to comprehend uh, which one is what, and it sometimes becomes difficult to even it's difficult to comprehend as well, and it's also very difficult to eliminate. So the best thing that I do, and which you should also follow, make that as a thumb rule, that whenever you are given a question, you start with a diagram, start with a rough figure, and understand what the question is saying. Mark the things on the question so that you are better equipped to handle what all is given to you and what you need to find out. So let's start by drawing a triangle. So we've got a triangle in which angle B is equal to 90 degrees. So if it's a 90-degree angle, the triangle is going to be something like this. And angle B is 90 degrees. So let me take this as 90 degrees and call it B. And it's a triangle ABC. So let me call this as ABC. And D is the midpoint of BC. So the midpoint of BC will be somewhere here. Let me mark that as point D, and let me join this AD. Now, which one of the following is true? Okay, Animesh says that option C is going to be correct. AD square plus 2CD square. Okay, and how is that? Now, let me look at the options first. So, in the options, it is saying in all of them, I've got AC square on the left hand side. So, that's simple, that we have to find AC square. And according to Pythagoras theorem, in triangle ABC, because B is 90 degrees, so the hypotenuse is AC. So I can say that AC square is equal to uh, the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So AB square plus BC square. Okay. Now what can I do? Okay. And I've got Adamya also saying that option C is correct. Okay. Let's have a look. So AB square. Now we've got another triangle also in triangle ABD. ABD is also a right angle triangle, and in that one I can say that AD square is equal to uh, AB square plus BD square. Now if this is equation 1, So from equation number 1, I can say that AB square will actually be equal to AC square minus what? BC square? AC square minus BC square. Okay, what can I do then? BD, DC, BC, and I also know that BD is equal to half of BC. Can I do that? Okay, so let's see. So since we have to find AC, uh, or actually I'll take from equation number 2 the value of AB square, and then substitute back into the original equation, because we want AC square on the left hand side. So AB square according to this equation will be actually equal to AD square minus BD square. So let me put this value of AB square in the first equation. So I get AC square will be equal to AB square. So instead of AB square, I'm going to write AD square minus BD square plus BC square. And BC, if BD is equal to half of BC, so therefore BC will be equal to 2 times BD. So I can write that it will be actually plus BC square. So instead of BC, I'm going to write 2 times BD and then square that. Correct so far? Okay. Then we'll simplify it. So AC square will then be equal to AD square minus BD square, and plus 2 times BD will become 4 times BD square, and we are left with AC square is equal to AD square plus 3BD square. Now BD and CD are the same length because they are equal, because it was given that D is the midpoint. Therefore, we can say that AC square is equal to AD square plus 3CD square. So it's not option number C which is correct, it's option number D which is correct. AD square plus 3CD square. You see how difficult it was to understand the question before we made a figure, and before, even after making the figure, it was not clear to us how we will do it. But once we start writing that there are some right triangles available, and if I write the relationship of the hypotenuse with the other two sides, I will somehow figure out a way on how to do it. So it's all about that. First write what is given to you, and then you will figure out a way. That's how maths is usually done. So it's all going to be a logical thing. So just start approaching the problem. That is the first step to do. So no one gets a point in this question. Let's move to the next option. So, okay, before we actually do this, let me remind you that in case you ever need to send a email to me, you can always write to me at exp2success@sharma.es. So that's my email address. I will definitely respond to you in case you have any questions regarding the stream, or any other doubts you have related to maths. I'm always there with you to help you. I've got two channels. I've got one, Exponent to Success, on which you are watching right now. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel before you go ahead. And because, you know, a benefit of subscribing is that whenever there's a next stream, a notification will come to you, but that notification will only come if you hit the bell notification too. So not only subscribe, but also click on the bell notification so that you get a notification about the next stream. But by the way, the next stream is going to be on my other channel, which is my Hindi channel by the name of Ganitavya. So you can search for that on YouTube and subscribe to that too with hitting the bell notification, or there is also a link to the channel in the description box of this video. And do not forget to click on the like button for this video also, because that is going to spread it to similar people who have your interests, and it might benefit them also. So right, I hope you must have already done this question by right now, because I've wasted, I won't say waste, but I've done uh, given some time in helping you to click the like button and the subscribe button. So anyways, let's do this question. So we have got an equilateral triangle, and let me make an equilateral triangle in which all sides are equal, and let me name the triangle as ABC. And it says D is a point on side BC such that BD is equal to one third of BC. So BC is the base here, and BD is one third of BC. So that means it should be somewhere here. So let me mark this as point D. Okay. And we have to prove which one is correct, or we have to show which one is correct. Now, how do we do that? 3AD square, 2AB square. There is no right angle triangle also. But because squares are given, I can probably think that there might be some relationship to a right angle triangle. But how are we going to figure that out? Okay, people in the stream, can you think of what you can do? How you can find out which relationship is correct between AD and AB? So I've got AD and AB in all of them. But there is one out of these four relationships which is correct. I have to figure out the correct one. Okay, no correct answers as yet. So the first thing, when we are thinking that we could apply the Pythagoras theorem, so to apply the Pythagoras theorem, we need a right angle triangle. And to draw a right angle triangle, so probably I can just drop a perpendicular from the vertex A to the opposite side and mark that point as L. And let's say that let AL be perpendicular to BC. Now, since ABC is a equilateral triangle, therefore we can go on to prove that these two triangles are congruent. That triangle ALB is actually congruent to triangle ALC, because we have done this in class 8th also when we uh, learned congruency. Yes, Adamya, we are going to do a construction, and we have already done that construction. I've dropped a perpendicular, and then let's see what we can do. So I know that in triangle ALB, that triangle ALB is congruent to triangle ALC, and that means that BL is equal to LC by CPCT, because we know that they are corresponding parts of congruent triangles, so they are going to be equal. Okay, so once we have that relationship, let us look at Pythagoras theorem. Now we have got a right angle triangle also, and if we have got a right angle triangle, then we can apply the Pythagoras theorem. So I can say that in triangle, let me look at the bigger triangle first. So in triangle ABL, ABL is this triangle from the perpendicular to the vertex B. So ABL, I can say the hypotenuse square, which is AB square, will actually be equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides, which are BL square plus AL square. Okay, and let me mark that as equation number 1. Then I've got a smaller triangle also in which AD is included. So I can say that in triangle ADL, I can say again the square of the hypotenuse AD square will actually be equal to AL square plus it's going to be DL square. Okay. Yes, construction is done. We have reached up to here. Now what can we do? Now it's clear, according to looking at the question, I know that on one side we have got AB square, on the other side I've got AD square. But because I've got AD square on the other side, or in the second equation, let me start working on the second equation only. So I can then say that AD square will be equal to AL square plus DL square. Now what is DL? Let us look at DL carefully. What is DL? How much is DL? So DL is this distance here. So this distance can also be represented as this whole distance minus BD. So instead of AL, sorry, instead of DL, I can write it as BL minus BD whole square. So far it's correct. Okay, there are some things that are given to us. So let me write it as that BD is equal to 1/3 of BC. That is given to us. And also we have now found that BL is equal to LC. That means that BL is also half of BC. Okay. Once I have that, then what can I do? So if I've got this and brackets BL minus DL, BL minus BD, what can I do about it? I think there is no other option except to open the brackets. So let me simplify this. So I get AD square is equal to AL square plus, and when I so it's in the form a minus b whole square, and when we make a square of that, so it becomes BL square plus BD square, which means a square plus b square minus 2ab. So minus 2 times BL times BD. Now AL square plus BL square. AL square plus BL square was actually equal to AB square, right? So we have somehow got AB square also on the right hand side. So we get AB square plus BL square plus, okay, so this part is has become AB square. Now we are left with BD square. Now BD was actually 1/3 of BC. So let me write that as 1/3 of BC whole square minus 2 times BL, and BL was half of BC, times BD was 1/3 of BC. Okay, the 2 and 2 can get cancelled now. Have you figured out a way what should be the correct answer, all of you watching the stream? Because if I give the correct answer, then you won't score a point. So should I wait for you to some time to catch up with me, or should I continue? I'm purposely going a little slow so that you get a lot of opportunity to score a point, because even though the company is sponsoring this and I know they might be watching this, their main purpose is that the participation of the stream should improve, and they won't like it too much if I delay quite a lot and give you time to wait. So I've got a message from Adamya saying that AD square is equal to 15 times DE square. AD square is equal to 15 times DE square, and DE, what is DE? E तो है ही नहीं अदम्या. E कहाँ से? अच्छा, L को आप शायद E बोल रहे हो. ओके, 15 टाइम्स DE स्क्वायर कैसे हो जाएगा? उसको मुझे इस फॉर्म में चाहिए, AB के फॉर्म में चाहिए कि AD square will be how many times of AB square? How is AB related to DE or DL in my case? How is AB related to DL? Because I choose one of these four options. Which one of the four options can I choose? Okay, let me continue solving. So AD square will then be equal to AB square plus, when I simplify this, 1/3 of BC whole square. So the square of 1/3 becomes 1/9. 1/9 of BC square minus the 2 and 2 had got cancelled, and now I'm left with 1/3 of BC multiplied by BC. So that becomes 1/3 of BC square. Okay, now what can I do? Adamya, Animesh, and any others watching the stream. I don't think Khushi is there with us today. Khushi was already leading last week, and I don't know why she is not here because, and even the others, Kapil Yadav and Jayesh Jadhav, they are also not here. They don't want to win the prize or what? I think Adamya has got a good chance of coming in the lead today. Okay, let's see. So if I got 9 and 3 in the denominator, I can eliminate the denominators by multiplying the whole equation or both sides of the equation by the LCM of the denominator. So since I've got 9 and 3 in the denominators, the LCM of that is going to be 9. So if I multiply the whole equation by 9 or both sides of the equation by 9, I'll be left with 9AD square will be equal to 9AB square plus BC square minus 3BC square. So that will be equal to 9AD square should be equal to 9AB square minus 2BC square. Okay, now what can we do? I needed only AB square. Now where did this BC square come from? BC is this whole part, AB is this whole part, but what was given to us that it's an equilateral triangle ABC. So because it is equilateral, therefore we can say that but BC is equal to AB because it's an equilateral triangle, so all sides are equal. So I can say that 9AD square will then be equal to 9AB square minus 2AB square, which means that 9AD square will be equal to 7AB square. So option number C is correct, and nobody gets a point for that because, okay, just a minute. I seem to have dropped my charger here. Okay, right. And there is some problem. It's not charging also. Okay, never mind. I think we'll be able to finish it. I've got 100% battery right now. Okay, this is a simple question, a very, very simple question. Again, I think not a class 10th question. It's obviously a 8th class question because we've already done this in class 8th that a man goes 80 meters due east. So let me take that from here. He's going 80 meters east. So let's say that this is 80 meters and then 150 meters due north. So from here he goes 150 meters north. And how far is he from the starting point? So I have to basically find this distance. Okay, that's a very, very simple application of Pythagoras theorem. Who is going to do it and who is going to tell me the correct answer before I do it? Who is going to score a point? Animesh Gupta already 170 meters. Animesh, that was very, very quick. And again, it's actually and I've got a point answer from Adamya also. He also says 170 meters. Now it's a very, very simple application. So we know that uh, basically 8, 15 and 17 are Pythagorean triplets, and because we have just got multiples of these three, so multiples of 10, so we have got 80, 150 and 170 are going to be Pythagorean triplets. So it's very, very easy that x square will be equal to 80 square plus 150 square. So that will be equal to 6400 plus 220 22,500 should be equal to x square, or x square should be equal to how much is this 289 28,900, or x will be equal to which is the square of actually 170. So it will be both actually plus 170 and minus 170, but because the distance cannot be negative, therefore x should be equal to 170 meters. So both Adamya and Animesh, they get a point for this. And I've got Animesh at 16 points now, and Adamya has one up from a duck, Adamya Dhiman. Okay, and he has got 1 point. Congratulations, Adamya, for opening your score. And let's move on to the next question. So there are two vertical poles. Again, a very, very simple application of Pythagoras theorem. Very, very simple. Both of you should be able to give me an answer within minutes. Before I can probably even draw the figure, I should have an answer from you guys. But anyways, let me start drawing the figure. So I've got two vertical poles. So the height of one pole is 9 meters. So let me say that this is 9 meters. And there's another pole which is actually, if the distance between the feet is 12 meters. So if this distance is say 12 meters, I've got another pole which is actually 14 meters tall. And if the distance between the feet is 12 meters, find the distance between their tops. So I have to find this, and this distance, let us say, is x. And I've got an answer from Adamya first. Adamya says it's 13 meters, and Animesh also says that it's 13 meters. Okay, Adamya has just said 13. I don't know whether Adamya you mean 13 centimeters or 13 inches or 13 meters or 13 liters or maybe 13 kilograms or 13 meter per second. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is 12 meters, this is 9 meters, this is 14 meters. So if this distance between the feet is 12 meters, then if I draw a line parallel to that from the top of the lower pole, I get a line like this, which is also will be 12 meters. And if this complete thing is the second pole is 14 meters, then this part is going to be 9 meters and the upper part is going to be 5 meters. And again, we have got a Pythagorean triplet, and Adamya says, yes, it's not 13 meter per second, it is 13 meters. Okay, right. So Pythagorean triplet 5, 12, and 13, we know that, but again, let us solve. So x square will be equal to 5 square plus 12 square. So x square will be equal to 25 plus 144, or x square will be equal to 169. Therefore, x will be equal to plus 13 or minus 13. But again, minus 13 we cannot have because it's the length between two poles, and since the length cannot be negative, it only has to be 13. And 13 what? 13 meters, not 13 meters per second or not 13 kgs. Okay, so both Adamya and Animesh get a point for that. So Adamya moves on to 2 points and Animesh moves on to 17 points. Good boys, both of you. Okay, one thing again I forgot to tell both of you that you will also get a certificate. Now, the certificate is only given to those students who attend all the streams of a particular topic. So, there are, for example, similar triangles was covered in 3 streams. Now, Animesh happened to come last week only. He didn't attend the first session, and you are not going to attend the second. Yeah, Animesh has attended the second and the third session, but still he is not eligible for the certificate because he did not attend the first stream. And obviously, Adame, you also will not be eligible to earn the certificate, but both of you will be eligible to get the prize if you get the maximum number of points during the month, if you attend all the streams during the month. And obviously, there is one very simple requirement for marking the attendance. I've got an attendance form in the description box of the video. So make sure that before you leave the stream, you must fill up that attendance form. So I must write it in the as a banner also. So I don't think I've written it anywhere. Okay, let me write it. Make sure to mark your attendance. And to mark the attendance, all you have to do is just click on the link given in the description box. So just click on that, a form will open, and when the form opens, you fill up all the details and make sure you give your correct phone number and correct email ID and your correct address, because if you win the prize will come on that address only. It will be couriered to you. Nobody will come and hand deliver it, so it will come by courier. So make sure you have the correct address there, and obviously privacy is given. It's a given that we are not going to share your phone number or address or email ID with anybody else. It is only for the delivery of the prize, and maybe to provide you information on some of the activities that we are doing. So those are the only things that we'll use your contact details for, but make sure that you do mark your attendance if you want the certificate as well as the prize. Right. So let's continue with the next question that we have. So right now, Animesh has taken the lead. Khushi, I don't think is here today. So she was leading till last week, and Animesh has now taken 2 points lead. So he's on 17. Khushi was on 15. Okay, and Adame is right now on 2. Okay, another multiple choice question. A rope of length 24 meters is attached to the top of a vertical pole of height 18 meters. How far from the base of the pole should the rope be tied so that the rope is taut? Taut actually means it should be straight or it should be tight. Okay. So once you know the meaning of taut, you can probably uh, think what the correct answer could be. Which one should be the correct option? So right now let's understand what the problem says basically. So it says that there is a vertical pole which is actually 18 meters long, and there is a rope of 24 meters which is right now just dropped down from the pole, and it is lying on the ground like this 24 meters rope. And it says that how far from the base of the pole should the rope be tied so that the rope is taut. So let's say that the rope is taken from here and it is tied to some place on the ground, and such that it should be taut. So this we know is 24 meters. And how far from the base should it be tied? So this distance we have to find out, which is x. So the question has become very, very simple now, and I've got an answer from Adamya, who says it's 30 meters. 30 meters is not an option, Adamya. You've been given four options: 6 root 3, 6 root 7, 7 root 3, and 3 root 7. 30 meters is not even there in the options. But Animesh says that it's going to be option number B. So this is according to Animesh. We don't know what others are saying, but I don't know what the correct answer is, but we are going to solve it. So let me first get rid of this. Okay. So I've got this neater figure to work with, and I know that in this question, again, the hypotenuse square or 24 square will be equal to x square plus 18 square. And again, if I want to find the value of x square, it will be 24 square minus 18 square. So again, a difference of two squares. So a square minus b square is nothing but a minus b times a plus b. We already know of that identity. Let me apply the same thing here. So x square will be equal to 24 minus 18 times 24 plus 18. Okay. Okay. Uh, Adamya says, no, it's not that interpreted wrong. I don't understand what do you mean. 6 root 7 meters. Okay, 6 root 7 meters. But how did I interpret it wrong? Or probably you interpreted it wrong. Okay, you must have interpreted it wrongly. Right. Okay, let's see. 6 root 7 also, Adamya also says that. Let's see. So x square will then be equal to 24 minus 18 is 6. 6 times 24 plus 18 is 42. 42. And x square will then be equal to, and 42 can be written as 6 times 7. And if I take the square root of both the sides, I get x is equal to, I've got 2 6 and the square root of that is going to be 6 and the square root of 7. So 6 root 7. So obviously option number B is the correct answer. And both Adamya and Animesh are correct, and they will both get a point. So Animesh leading with 18 points and Adamya quickly moving on to 3 points. Very good, both of you boys. Keep it up. I think we are already on the second or no, 4 5 questions left now. Right. An aeroplane leaves an airport and flies due south at a speed of 1000 kilometers per hour. So there's an airport. Let's say this is the airport and it flies due south. This is south at a speed of 1000 kilometers per hour. Okay. And at the same time, so at the same time, this is very important. At the same time, another airplane leaves the same airport. So again, from the same airport, which means the same point. So let me call that as the airport, and flies due west. Now, west is going to be this side at a speed of 1200 kilometers per hour. How far apart will the two planes be after 1.5 hours? Okay, so I've got 4 options given. I need to choose the correct option. Which one will be the correct option? Okay, so I've got 2 speeds given. I don't know what distance they have traveled, but of course, if I need to, how far apart will the two planes be? That means we have to find this distance first. So I'm given none of the distances here. I don't know this distance also. I don't know the distance covered by the first plane also. But I know that speed is equal to distance upon time. जब से मैं केजी क्लास में था तब से मुझे पता है that speed is equal to distance upon time. केजी से पता है, आपको भी शायद केजी से ही पता होगा, किंडरगार्टन से, तो बहुत आसान है that if we need to find out the distance, it is nothing going to be nothing but speed multiplied by time. So speed is given to us. So distance for plane A, let's find out the distance for plane A. Distance A will be speed. Speed is 1000 kilometers per hour and time is 1.5 hours. So let me write as that as 1.5. So the distance covered by the plane is 1500 kilometers. So this distance we know is 1500 kilometers. And distance of plane B will then be equal to the speed, which is 1200 kilometers per hour multiplied by 1.5. So 1200 into 1.5 will be 1800 kilometers. So this distance is 1800 kilometers, and we have to find out the distance between the 2 points. Adamya says it's going to be option number 3, option number C, which is 300 root 61, and Animesh also agrees with him. Let us see if that is indeed the correct option or not. So again, applying the Pythagoras theorem, we know that x square will be equal to 1800 square plus 1500 square. I can't apply my simple trick over here, that difference of 2 squares, because this is not a difference, this is actually a sum of 2 squares. So well, I'll actually have to do the manual calculation. So let me take that as 18 square is 324. I know that, and 2 zeros become 4 zeros now, and same goes with 15. 15 square is 225, and two zeros become four zeros. I can probably take 10,000 as common. I get 324 plus 225. So x square will then be equal to 10,000 into 324 plus 225. 4 plus 5 is 9. 2 plus 5 is 7. Sorry, 2 plus 2, 2 plus 2 is 4. Control. Okay. Okay. 2 plus 2 is 4 and 3 plus 2 is 5. So 10,000 into 549, and of course the square root of that will be equal to 10,000 into 549. The square root of 10,000 I know is 100. So it's 100 root 549, and 549 we'll have to simplify now. So obviously no option to do that because we have to find the answer. Now, one thing that you must be careful about, that before we started the question, uh, okay, Adamya says you have to go somewhere. It was fun doing the questions. Adamya, I would say that I don't think we'll continue for very long. Maybe we'll finish in 15 to 20 minutes. If you can hang on for 15 to 20 minutes, it will be good for you because you will then be in the race to win the prize. So do stay here for 10-15 minutes and then leave the stream. And but that is only for your benefit. If you can't wait, you really have to go. I can stop you. Take care. Bye. And okay, 549, to prime factorize that, I know that it is divisible by 3. So when I divide it by 3, I get 1. 3 times 1 is 3. 2 is the remainder. 3 times 8 is 24. And then 3 times 3 is 9. 183 is again divisible by 3. And 3 times 6 is 18. And 3 times 1 is 3. Okay. So that means that x will then be equal to 100 times root of 3 into 3 into 61. I've got two threes, a pair of threes, so I can bring that out. So it becomes 300 root 61. And of course, C is the correct answer. And I had received the answers both from Animesh as well as from Adamya. And both of them are correct. Adamya moves on to 4 points now, and very close to Khushi and Jayesh, because they were at 6 points in the last stream. I don't know why they didn't come today, and Khushi also seems to be losing her chance. She's stuck on a 15 points. Animesh has now moved to 19 points. So Animesh at 19, Adamya at 4. Let's move on to the next question. Okay, and two poles height. This is a very similar to question to what we did. So we've got two poles again. One is 13 meters long and the other is 7 meters long, this much. And they are both at a distance of 8 meters. And we have to find the distance between their tops. Let us call that x. Very, very simple. Again, nothing to do. So I draw this line parallel to this, so this becomes 8, and because this was 7 and this was 13, so this becomes 6. So basically again a Pythagorean triplet, and I don't think I have got the correct answers from any of you. Huh. Okay, you missed a chance. Have you? No, Animesh says that it's B. 10 meters is the correct answer. Is it? Adamya, you still there? Want to score one more point before you go? So x square will be equal to 6 square. Let me write that beautifully. 6 square plus 8 square. So x square will then be equal to 36 plus 64. So that means x square will be equal to 36 plus 64 is 100, and x will then be equal to plus 10 or minus 10. Now again, minus 10, it cannot be there because it's negative. The distance has to be positive, and I've got only Animesh answer here. So Animesh moves on to 20 points. Very good, Animesh. डबल डिजिट तो पिछली बार ही पहुंच गए थे. Now you have reached the third decade. 2 decades you have completed. Okay, let's move on to 2 dozens today. Can we? I don't know whether we have 4 questions left or not. We'll be left with probably only 2 or 3. I think we are on the second last question. No. Okay, 4 हैं. तो चांस है डजन कंप्लीट करने का, 2 dozens. All right. The hypotenuse of a right triangle is 25 centimeters. So let me make a right triangle. The hypotenuse is 25 centimeters. The other two sides are such that one is 5 centimeters longer than the other. So if this is x, this is x plus 5 because this is longer by 5 centimeters. And the lengths of these sides are, so we have to find these two lengths. And how are we going to find that out? Okay, let's see what we can do. So obviously simple application of Pythagoras theorem. So I know that 25 square will be equal to x square, which is the perpendicular square. This happens to be the perpendicular plus the base square, and the base is x plus 5. So x plus 5 whole square. Let me write this as the left hand side because I needed the variables on the left hand side. So that will become x square, which is this one here. Plus I will simplify the bracket now, open the bracket. So x plus 5 whole square becomes x square plus 10x plus 25, and that should be equal to the square of 6 of 25, which is equal to 625. Okay, this seems to be a quadratic equation, so I'll simplify this. So this becomes 2x square plus 10x, and I'll bring 625 to the other side, so that becomes minus 600 is equal to 0. Obviously a quadratic equation, and I think we can find out the correct answer now. And Animesh says that the two side lengths are going to be 15 centimeter and 20 centimeters. Let's see if those are the correct answers or not. So first of all, I see that 2 is a common factor in all of these. So I take out 2 as common. I'm left with x square plus 5x minus 300 should be equal to 0, and divide both sides by 2. So I'll get x square plus 5x minus 300 will be equal to 0 divided by 2, which is equal to 0. Now this is definitely a quadratic. So in quadratics, I think you have seen my video on quadratic equations, on factorization of quadratic equations. I can't tell you how simple that video is, or how simple you will find factorizing to be. So all you have to do is just look at the product of a and c. So you can see the video, so you can search on my channel. It's by the name of factorization of quadratic equations. You'll be able to find it if you just look at my last 3 4 videos. So just click on videos and you'll be able to find it. The third or fourth last video from today will be the factorization of quadratic equations. Very very simple video, must watch, I would say. So take the product of a and c. So a is 1 and c is 300. Product is 300, and then I have to write this 300 as a product of two factors. So the product of two factors, I can write it as 300 times 1. I'll write all of them first and then we'll see what to choose. I can also write it as 150 times 2. I can also write it as 100 times 3. I can also write it as 75 times 4. I can also write it as 60 times 5. I can also write it as 50 times 6. I can also write it as 10. So 30 times 10. I can also write it as 12. 12 से भी होता है. So 25 times 12. I can also write it as 20 times 15. Okay, and then it becomes 15 times 20. So I'm going to repeat all these. So these are all the possible factor products that are there. And let's see. So this was the correct option. This was the option given by Animesh. Let's see if that is correct or not. We have still not factorized the quadratic equation as yet, but I think he's correct. So basically the next thing that we do is we take a look at this sign. The sign before c is actually negative. That means that we have to find the difference between these two factors. So 300 minus 1 becomes 299, 150 minus 2 becomes 148, 100 minus 3 becomes 97, 75 minus 4 becomes 71, 60 minus 5 becomes 55, 50 minus 6 becomes 44, 30 minus 10 becomes 20, 25 minus 12 becomes 13, and 20 minus 15 becomes 5. We have to choose that factor product which is equal to this b term. B is equal to 5, so that means I have to take 20 and 15 because the difference between the two is 5. Okay. And if we need plus 5, that means the bigger number has to be positive and the smaller number has to be negative. I can do the middle term splitting method. So x square plus 20x minus 15x minus 300 will be equal to 0. I can take x as common in the first two terms, so I'll be left with x plus 20 within the brackets, and I can take minus 15 as common in the other two terms, and again I'll be left with x plus 20 is equal to 0. X plus 20 is common in both of them, and x plus 20 times x minus 15 should be equal to 0, and since the product of two factors is equal to 0, that means both the factors or either one of the factors should be 0. So that means that either x plus 20 is equal to 0 or x minus 15 is equal to 0, which means x should be equal to either negative 20 or x should be equal to 15. Now, obviously, x cannot be equal to negative 20 because the perpendicular, it cannot be a negative length. So the only correct option is x is equal to 15. So that means this is equal to 15 centimeters. And if this is 15, then x plus 5 will become 15 plus 5, which is equal to 20 centimeters. And obviously answer B is correct and Animesh is correct. Congratulations, Animesh, you have got one more point. You move on to 21 points now, become a major. Very good. And we are left with three more questions. And once again, let me give a reminder to all of you who are here to not to forget to like the video, because it gives me a lot of motivation when you like the video, that you are doing you're basically liking the work that I'm doing for you guys, because all this is for your practice. If you need to get good marks in your board exams, this is what I'm doing it for. I have no personal benefit in this, and of course the only benefit that I ask for is that do subscribe to the channel, because that will give me an additional subscriber, an additional fan, I would say, and I love to gain fans. And also do not forget to click on the bell notification. Also, I've got an Hindi channel also by the name of Ganitavya. You can search for that in the description box or search for it on YouTube. Subscribe to that channel as well, because I am going to do the next live stream on the Ganitavya channel. You can of course write to me anytime at exp to success at sharma.es for any 10th class problems that you have, that you might that you are facing a difficulty in for your board exams, and I'll help you solve that. And we'll probably do a Zoom call. I'll fix up a meeting with you and we can solve any problems that you have. So, and of course, if you want to fill up if you want to win the prize for the month, and if you want to gain a certificate also, earn a certificate also, then make sure that you sign the attendance form uh, given in the description box, and all the terms and conditions for winning the prize and for the certificate are again mentioned in the terms and conditions link given in the description box of the video. So let's move on to the next thing that we have. And the next thing is that next question, of course, the height of an equilateral triangle having each side 12 centimeter is what? So let me start with an equilateral triangle, and it says the height. So of course we'll have a height, and it's going to be a perpendicular. That's what height means. And we have to find the height. We don't know what that is, but we know that each side is equal to 12 centimeters. So because it is an equilateral triangle, it's 12 centimeters. And in the case of an equilateral triangle, we know that if we have got a height, it bisects the other side into two equal parts. So if the whole thing is 12, then means this is 6 and this is 6. Very, very simple to do it now, and it will be very easy to tell me what the height is going to be. I haven't received any correct options so far, and I'm hoping that one of you who is watching the stream is able to give me a correct answer so that he gets a point for that and is going to win the prize. Who's going to win the prize? Let's see. Animesh is still leading with 21 points, and okay. So basically a simple application of Pythagoras theorem. Again, I know the square of the hypotenuse 12 square will be equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So it's going to be x square plus 6 square. Therefore, x square is equal to 12 square minus 6 square. Again, applying my simple theory of uh, you know uh, sum of difference of squares is equal to the product of the sum of difference of the squares minus, sorry, the difference of the two numbers multiplied by the sum of the two numbers, 12 plus 6. Okay, so therefore x square will be equal to 6 multiplied by 18, and of course then I've got x will be equal to square root of 6 into 18, and 18 can be further written as 6 into 3. Now I've got a pair of 6, so 6 can be brought out, so x will then be equal to, I've got an answer from Animesh already, and he says that it's going to be option number B. And Animesh, I think you're right, so 6 comes out and we are left with 6 root 3. So 6 root 3 centimeter is the correct option. Yeah, Animesh gets yet another point and he moves on to 22 points, much in contention for the first prize, I think. Khushi is leading with 15 points, and we've got Vishal and Jayesh tied at 6 points. Adamya has got 4 and is in the currently in the fifth position. Okay, let's move on to the next question that we have, and I think we are on the second last question of the day. Yes, second last, of course. And I've got a triangle, so I don't know whether it's an equilateral triangle or a right angle triangle or what triangle, because it doesn't say. I don't know what type of triangle it is, but all I'm given it that it is a triangle in which AB is 16 centimeters. So let me say that this is 16. Let me make it a little longer. I've got BC as 12. So BC is 12, and I've got AC as 20. So probably uh no. So I don't know how to draw it, but okay. Let me draw a random triangle. Let me say this is 16, this is 12, and this is 20. ABC, where AB is 16 and BC is 12 and AC is 20. So a very rough figure. I don't know what kind of triangle it is. So that is why I'm not drawing a right triangle or an equilateral triangle or an isosceles triangle or a scalene triangle. I've just drawn a random triangle. And I've got four options. I have to say whether it's an acute angle triangle. An acute triangle, you know, that is a triangle in which all the three angles are acute angles, or we have to say whether it's a right triangle in which at least one of the angles is 90 degrees, or it is an obtuse angle triangle where at least one of the angles is an obtuse angle, or a triangle is not possible. So let's check for the last option first, whether the triangle is possible or not. So I've got an answer from Animesh again that it's going to be a right angle triangle, and let's see if that option is correct or not. So let me check for the last possibility. So we know that a triangle is not possible if the sum of the shorter two sides is less than the third side. So the shorter two sides in this case are 16 and 12, and if I add both of them I get 28, and 28 is more than 20, which is the third side. So therefore a triangle is possible, and I can rule out this possibility that a triangle is not possible, so that option is ruled out. So I'm left with three options now. I've eliminated one option. So let me check for the right angled triangle now. So for that, I know that the longest side should be the hypotenuse, and the longest side in this case is AC. So if 20 square is equal to 12 square plus 16 square, then it will be a right angle triangle. And if it is not equal to mm, uh, 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 if they are not equal, then it is not a right angle triangle. So let me find out the LHS first. LHS is 400. So 20 square is 400, and RHS would then be equal to 12 square. So again, I've got sum of two squares, so I can't apply my special method here. I will have to do the manual calculation. So 12 square is 144, and 16 square is 256. And of course, if I add the two of them, I again get 400. So LHS is equal to RHS. Therefore, we can say that it is a right triangle, and option B is the correct option. So, congratulations, Animesh. You get yet another point, and you move on to 23 points now. Clearly, well in the lead. Very good. And we come to the last question of the day, that a ladder is 15 meters long, which reaches a window which is 9 meters above the ground on one side of the street, keeping its foot at the same point. Okay, so we have to basically, we can figure out that there is a street that we have, and there is a ladder which is 15 meters long. So let me say that ladder is at this point, and it reaches a window which is 9 meters high, and the ladder is 15 meters long. So it is kept on the ground on one side of a street. So it's kept on the right side of the building now, and keeping its foot at the same point, the ladder is turned to the other side of the street, and it reaches a window which is 12 meters high. So this means that this is 12 meters. And again, it is the same ladder, so the length of the ladder is again 15 meters. Find the width of the street. You have to find out how much this distance is equal to. And of course, do I have a linear equation in two variables? Do I? Because I can say that this is x and this is y. So basically what we are required to do is we have to find x and y. So two variables, that means I will, if it is a linear equation in two variables, how will we solve it? Okay. Animesh says no. No, Animesh gave the answer as 12 meters, thinking that it was a Pythagorean triplet probably, but then he said, no, sir, that's not the correct answer, and I should wait for the correct answer. Yes, Animesh, I'll wait, don't worry. But this is what we need to find out, x plus y. I don't think this is a question of two variables, linear equation, two variables, because we can't form two equations out of this. But what we can do is, Animesh has given the answer that it is 21 meters. Okay, let's see if that is correct or not. So let us look at these two triangles. So I'm basically looking at this triangle first. So again, this is a right angle triangle. So I know that 15 square will be equal to 9 square plus x square, or x square will be equal to uh, 15 square minus 9 square, which means x square will be equal to 15 minus 9 into 15 plus 9. That means x square will be equal to 6 into 15 and 9 is 24, or x square will be equal to 6 into 6 into 4, or x will be equal to square root of that. The square root of two sixes is 6, and square root of 4 is 2. So that means 12. So that becomes 12 meters, not centimeters, 12 meters. So that means this distance is 12 meters. And now it's a very, very simple thing. It's just a Pythagorean triplet. So we know that if 15 is the hypotenuse and 9 is one of the sides, the other side is 12. And this, in this case, it is just reversed, that 15 is still the hypotenuse. Now 12 is the other side. So obviously this side has to be 9. So since we have got two distances, so 12 plus 9 is 21 meters. So the width of the street, of course, is x plus y, which is equal to 15, sorry, 12 plus 9, 12 plus 9, which is equal to 21 meters. And Animesh, yes, you are correct. And congratulations, you have won a point for that as well. And it's 24, of course. You are leading with 24 points. And we have got Khushi in the second position now. Uh, Khushi in the second position, and I've got, who else is there? Uh, Adamya. No, Adamya is in the fifth position. I've got Vishal Yadav and Jayesh Yadav in the third and fourth position with 6 points respectively, and Adamya is in the fifth position with 4 points. So Animesh, you are well in the lead, and next week we are going to start with trigonometry. So do make sure that you search out for the videos on my channel on Exponential Success. I've made 3 4 videos on trigonometry. Make sure you watch those videos so that you are well aware about what we are going to do. But of course, I'm going to choose the questions which have come in your past board exams and are likely to come in this one also. And thank you so much, Animesh, for the lovely comment that you enjoyed very much and it will help in your exams too. Animesh, that of course is the purpose, that is why I'm doing this, that you score good marks in the exam. And I wish you all the best, and I hope that you do very, very well in the exam. And in case, I would be very happy if you would be able to share it with your classmates also. I want more and more people getting the benefit out of this. So do share the message whenever you see it on the stream. You, since you are subscribed to both the channels, I think, make sure that you share it with your friends so that we have more participation, because that is what I want. I want to spread the message. I want the knowledge to be distributed, because they say that when you distribute knowledge, you gain knowledge yourself. So I'm learning a lot from this, and of course, it has been my pleasure to teach you people and have a wonderful experience. Take care, God bless, and do very, very well in your exams. Make sure you sign the attendance form or fill up the attendance form, because I'm going to remove it after the stream is over. So I'll give you 5 more minutes if you haven't done it so far, but do fill up the attendance form to be eligible for the prize. Okay, and I'll see you next week on the Ganitavya channel. Till then, take care. God